Today, we intend to take a look at one of the most beautiful and attractive tourist destinations in Eastern Europe and the Balkans, a country that welcomed more than 5 million tourists from around the world in 2018. When you hear its name, the first thing that might come to mind is the political crises this country faced in the 1990s, and not many people recognize this beautiful Balkan gem as a tourist destination. This is Serbia, a country with a relatively long historical background, and also a very beautiful and diverse nature that will astonish you when you see its images. Fertile plains, high peaks, deep valleys, lush meadows and hills, dense forests, and towering cliffs create a stunning landscape. However, perhaps the most significant natural feature of Serbia, which greatly influences its climate and the lives of its people, is the numerous rivers that flow through the country. Before delving into other topics, let's take a brief look at the tumultuous history of this country. Serbia was under Ottoman rule for over 400 years, until it was recognized as an independent country with the signing of the Berlin Treaty in 1878. The country suffered many casualties during the Balkan Wars and World War I. After World War I, along with countries like Slovenia and Croatia, the Kingdom of Yugoslavia was established, with Serbia as its symbol of power. However, shortly after, with the onset of World War II, Yugoslavia could not remain detached from the war. Many conflicts occurred in Yugoslavia and the Balkans, resulting in the loss of hundreds of thousands of innocent lives. As a result, countries like Slovenia, Croatia, North Macedonia, and Bosnia and Herzegovina separated from Yugoslavia and gained independence. In 1992, Serbia, along with Montenegro, established a new republic, but peace was still elusive as the Bosnian War began. In this conflict, Bosnian Muslims seeking independence were killed, and the bitterness of this war still lingers in the memories of the Bosnian people. In 1998, Kosovo declared independence, leading to bloody clashes between Serbs and the people of Kosovo, who were predominantly Albanian Muslims. Ultimately, in 1999, after 3 months of NATO bombing of Serbia, Serbia surrendered, and Kosovo came under UN supervision. In 2006, Montenegro separated from Serbia, and finally, in 2008, the Parliament of Kosovo declared independence, shaping modern-day Serbia. Serbia, officially known as the Republic of Serbia, shares borders with Hungary to the north, Romania and Bulgaria to the east, North Macedonia, Montenegro and Kosovo to the south, and Croatia and Bosnia and Herzegovina to the west. It can be said that Serbia shares borders with many countries in the Balkans. Notably, Serbia does not recognize Kosovo's independence and considers it part of its territory. Similarly, many other countries also do not recognize Kosovo as an independent state. This country covers an area of 88,500 square kilometers and is located in the center of the Balkans, slightly larger than Yazd province in Iran. As you may know, Serbia does not have access to the sea. Therefore, those who enter this country for tourism mainly do so to visit cities and architecture, familiarize themselves with its cultural atmosphere, and enjoy nightlife. In your travels across this country, you will encounter many castles and churches from the medieval period. The liveliest city in Serbia is undoubtedly its capital, Belgrade. Belgrade means White City. In spring and summer, it hosts thousands of tourists from around the world. Serbia has a population of nearly 7 million people, with about 1.5 million residing in Belgrade. In the streets of Belgrade, alongside numerous restaurants and cafes, you will find many historical buildings, museums, churches, and castles. Belgrade is one of the oldest cities in Europe. However, despite its ancient appearance, its streets are constantly alive and bustling with activity. Additionally, Belgrade's geographical location is strategically significant as it lies at the confluence of 2 rivers, the Sava and the Danube. There is a strong emphasis on nightlife in Serbia, so much so that when the sun doesn't rise, people don't tire from eating and dancing. They love nightlife and eagerly await sunset during summer. Tourists from various parts of Europe flock here to experience the vibrant nightlife. In bars, beer is sold for just €1 or €2. Additionally, quality drinks in luxurious venues cost a maximum of €3. Therefore, if you stroll through the streets of this city at night, you will likely see nearly everyone intoxicated and cheerful. In these places, entertainment often includes performances featuring women dancing. You might witness some behaviors in bars and clubs that you are not used to. Here, men may find themselves approached by women through gestures or conversation, and some may even come directly to your table to get to know you. Living in Serbia feels like stepping into a timeless movie, one that blends the raw soul of the Balkans with the elegance of European charm. Nestled in the heart of the continent, this country unfolds like a living painting. Mountains that embrace the horizon, rivers that shimmer like liquid glass, and cities that hum softly with echoes of history. Serbia isn't just a place you visit. It's a place that quietly seeps into your bones. A place that seduces not with extravagance, but with authenticity. Walk through Belgrade at dawn and you'll understand. The streets awaken slowly, the aroma of fresh coffee drifting from corner cafes, and the sound of conversations blending with the distant strum of a guitar. The capital is a city of contradictions, elegant yet rebellious, old yet forever young. Its architecture tells the story of centuries. Byzantine churches stand beside Austro-Hungarian facades. Ottoman remnants whisper next to sleek modern designs. Every building has a soul, and every crack in the stone seems to carry the memory of empires that once ruled here. Then there are the people, perhaps the most magnetic part of Serbia. There's an undeniable grace in the way Serbian women move, a beauty that feels both natural and powerful, untouched by pretense. Their elegance is not just in their looks, but in the way they carry themselves, with confidence born from a culture that values strength and sincerity. Men, too, possess that unmistakable Balkan charm, proud, hospitable, and fiercely loyal. There's warmth in every greeting, passion in every conversation, and an almost poetic honesty in their laughter. Life in Serbia moves at its own rhythm. It's not rushed, not polished, it's real. People here take time to enjoy a good meal, to sit for hours with friends over coffee or rakia, to argue passionately about politics or football, to dance without reason. The Serbian spirit thrives on emotion, joy, nostalgia, even melancholy, all blending together into a rhythm that feels alive. The word merak, uniquely Serbian, captures it best. The art of finding happiness in the simplest of things. Outside the bustling cities, Serbia reveals another face, one of untouched landscapes and serene beauty. Drive just an hour from Belgrade and you're surrounded by rolling hills, dense forests, and villages where time stands still. Wooden houses with red roofs rest beside winding rivers, and old men sit under linden trees sipping homemade wine. In places like Zlatibor or Tara National Park, nature takes center stage. Misty mornings, wildflowers covering meadows, and the distant toll of church bells echoing through the mountains. It's the kind of peace you can't buy, only feel. The country's architecture mirrors its complex soul. From the white stone monasteries of Studenica and Zica, silent witnesses of medieval devotion, to the Art Nouveau elegance of Novi Sad, Serbia's buildings carry the DNA of civilizations that shaped it. There's a quiet dignity in its ruins and a living pulse in its restorations. Belgrade Fortress, standing at the confluence of the Sava and Danube rivers, is not just a monument, but a symbol of endurance, of survival, of a people who have rebuilt themselves countless times and still manage to smile. Serbia's nights are something else entirely. When the sun sets, Belgrade transforms into one of Europe's liveliest capitals. Floating clubs along the rivers pulse with electronic music. Laughter spills onto the streets, and strangers become friends before sunrise. There's no pretense, no barrier, only a collective desire to live, to feel, to connect. And amid that chaos of music and light, you realize that the Serbian heart beats loudest when it's surrounded by others. Yet beneath the energy lies a deep, poetic melancholy, a nostalgia that runs through every song, every poem, every glass raised in a toast. The Serbs have suffered, fought, and rebuilt more times than most nations, and that history gives their joy a certain depth. Their laughter carries shadows of the past, But it's precisely that contrast that makes life here so vivid. Living in Serbia means learning to appreciate the imperfect, to embrace contradictions, to see beauty and resilience. It's waking up to church bells and going to sleep to the hum of jazz bars. It's tasting homemade bread still warm from the oven, feeling the rough stone of a centuries-old wall, hearing folk songs that sound like prayers. It's not luxury that defines this land, but soul. In the end, Serbia is not a destination. It's an experience. It's the way sunlight hits the Danube at dusk, the way strangers treat you like family, the way the architecture tells stories of survival and pride. It's a country that doesn't try to impress you. It simply invites you to feel. And once you do, you realize you're part of something ancient and beautiful, something that words can barely capture.